The college football experience, week 1 preview and picks, Thursday and Friday edition on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCESGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Randy Cross. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Week 1, preview and picks for the opening Thursday and Friday slate. We are going in. YouTube.com/the college experience. We had the little appetizer. We had the little fucking appetizer, just 7-8 games. If you want to count that UC Davis thing as a game, I don't after that bullshit. But yeah, small little appetizer, and we were cooking. Week 0. I hope you followed some of our plays there. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Oh boy, we are back from Vegas, and only one of us looks like they got their shit together, right? Unbelievable. I feel like they would have had me as like odds-on favorite to be the most fucked up, or the most hungover, whatever you want to say. The most Vegas voice, something like that. I had a little case of Vegas voice, but it's got some sleep today. So I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the College Basketball Experience. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan MacIntyre, a.k.a. Monotlaw Mac. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Yes, Cloud Brain is slowly fading. Time to lock back in for this week 1, baby. Let's go.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight. And we are joined by third man in the booth who did make a lot of money on Chinese UFC this past weekend at obscure hours. Give it up for the host of the Bottom Line Bombs, the bet detective CJ Sullivan. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Bet detective. Got a little theme music for that. A little bet detective music I dialed up just for you boys. It is great to be back here. Me and Mac formed, not only do we bond over some Chinese UFC in the middle from the night, 4 a.m., but we also went in together on a college contest, Mac in the Box.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, which we'll have all year. We'll give our 7 favorite plays and maybe ship some money to Westwood. The Mac in the Box.
Well,
I like to only play half a second. Colby flips out. I know.
Yeah.
Colby flips out about the goddamn music. And I love him playing the role like he was more in control than any of us. You came in hot, sir. Thursday night off the plane, baby next to you the whole time. Then you're in the limo with Jansen, the NFL or old Redskin. Yeah. Then you got entirely fucked up, and then you just went missing for the next day. Yeah, pretty easy to not have the best voice when you just take off like that.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't get your text at 5:30 in the morning to bet on Chinese UFC. All right, next time I'll try to pay attention to that. I was too busy sleeping to Forensic Files.
I will say this: you definitely saved your voice for a bit because I was just editing my show that I recorded out there in Vegas that I'm going to play tomorrow. and I do my intro music. Then you guys were right next to me, also recording, and then all of a sudden, over my theme music, you hear yes, yes, yes. It's like over the sound and everything. I'm like, oh, there's old Pick Dundee coming in there.
Aussie. I enjoyed that.
And,
I'm sorry, buddy, but I mean, you gotta know that when you're out there at Radio Row, that's the fucking wild. All right, so
it is the wild, but it came from the call was coming from inside the house on that one.
Well, you know what else? The call was coming inside the house from Moneyline Mac, who hit a 9-1 first half Moneyline parlay on the Idaho State Bengals as they had the lead at halftime against UNLV. Mac, how did that feel, cashing a ridiculous ticket and laughing at these UNLV? Well, there was not many UNLV fans there, but you know what I mean, on Twitter.
Yeah, oh yeah, they definitely barked a lot louder than they bit, man, because they were MIA. They went voodoo on us, and you don't know where the hell they went. So yeah, UNLV, we'll talk about them because they play a weeknight game this week. They got some issues, especially on that defensive side of the football. Jesus. Yeah.
I mean, if they had won, if Idaho State had just won,
oh my God,
we were going to take a quick cab over to Allegiant Stadium to shit on the 15 fans that showed up for the UNLV game.
Yeah, no, what happened? I thought you guys were going to go. Was there not enough petty cash at SGPN? Was there not $12 for a ticket for that one of those things? They couldn't afford that.
That's I'm blaming this one on Mac.
Yeah,
I was ready to go. I said, Mac, let's go, and he said, I'm here. I got 6 drinks in my hand right now. I was betting Chinese UFC a few hours ago, and I said, I think we'd make great content fucking with these UNLV fans. He said, well, great content. You always make great content, Dundee. But Mac,
I'll take that one. I did not want to get up from my circus seat. We did that nice pizza spot though, and catch some of the Kansas game, and then we did have to go Idaho State. Second half collapse on the phone though on the Mountain West network.
Yeah. Trying to get that, by the way. UNLV is such a hit in Vegas that when you go to the local spots, they're not even on. Shout out to that, by the way. They had they had the Sam Houston Western Kentucky game on at a local spot a few blocks up, but no UNLV going on. Shout out to
they're scouting the next opponent.
Shout out to the locals in Las Vegas that have such they love the history of and just what UNLV's got going the past couple of years, almost making the playoffs. Look, I tried to tell you guys to come with Iowa State. You know, it's okay. It's okay. Bet Detective, it was personal for him, so I'm not throwing him under the bus. Ex-wife situation, I completely get it.
Yeah, Kansas State, I'm not going to say they were the better team or anything like that, but Iowa was more prepared for Ireland-like conditions. Very similar turf out there, very bullshitty, mucking it up, whatever, the fucking hogs. But it was a fun game, that's for sure. I liked it.
I thought that was the best one maybe they ever did.
Yeah, it was great.
I know you're watching it from an airport hangar, but
I was watching it on a goddamn tarmac is where I was watching it from. It wasn't even a hangar.
I thought I like Chris Kleiman, man. I think he's a good football coach, but I didn't think he coached a very good game. I thought the call to go for it in your own territory on 4th and 1 when it was a field position game, I thought that changed the whole momentum. The box score nerds are going to fall in love with K-State's yards and winning the box score, but coaching and momentum matters. We say it every goddamn show.
Yeah, I thought they if you just saw the box score, you kind of missed the game then. Like, so there's certain box scores that do that, occasionally in football, but there's a couple. I would also say the box score might lie to you on Sam Houston State's passing attack with Hunter Watson. If you watch that game, you're like, yeah, he could run. He had a 55-yard rushing touchdown. But that was a horrible beat, by the way, in our total. I felt like I didn't emphasize that enough on the reaction show. They're at the half-yard line, right, to cover the 10.5. On have a 1st and goal at the fucking half-yard line, and they take an 11-yard sack. Why the fuck are you even passing the ball Phil Longo. What are you doing? Just do a quarterback sneak. The fact we got no points on that drive, ridiculous. But yeah, any other takeaways from week 0 besides just debauchery in Vegas, Bet Detective?
No, it was all about debauchery in Vegas. I don't know anything about week 0. Like I said, it's been a disaster. Couple good games, but no. Let's just hop in. Other than Frank Reich, good God. How was this man involved in the NFL? And this guy was one of the sought after coaches in the league. What the fuck? He's like an 8-year-old child out there. I don't understand. I mean, whatever.
Look,
his decisions were
NFL
insane.
coaches, they struggle when they come down to college, man. They struggle when they come down to college. What the hell was he doing many times in that game, but specifically after having a 9-minute drive where they were getting like 5.2 yards of rush.
Just keep running the ball.
Oh my God. And then, me and Mac watched that whole game from the book at Circa, and Branson had about 17 passes that almost got intercepted. Yeah. Like to even think, I don't give a shit if you're doing a wide receiver screen, like to do anything with him at that point in the game when you're already in field goal range, you know. And then how about the lack of timeouts on the back half of that? You could have called a timeout and got the ball back. What the what? I mean, unbelievable. And does that? Let's just talk about it right now. Is Stanford going 0-12?
They better win. What? Actually, no, they're going to beat Pitt. Remember, we
that's right.
They our busy game,
no doubt.
Yeah, you got to throw a little jab in it. Eat shit, Pitt. But that I can't see them winning more than 3. They had to get that game, and I mean, they ran the ball whenever they wanted. I couldn't believe
I feel like that's the only game I stole. Like that one. I mean, I had the under, so that would have hit regardless. But me with Hawaii -1.5, kind of feel like I fucking stole that one. Yeah.
I went Hawaii too, and they didn't deserve it. I mean, whatever. I'll shout out to the YouTube kicker, but Frank Reich was just a disaster. I mean,
how about how that game started with the safety?
I know.
Fair catch at the 1 yard line.
At the 1, and then the strip sack. It's like, oh my God, like what is going on? And Alejandro is still limping. My God.
Yeah, he did a great look. The amount of people on Twitter that it's like the guy went to Nam, right? Oh, it's such a gutty performance. It's like he was situationally limping. Like he's limping when the play is over and it's incomplete, and then like during the play, it's like, no, I'm going to run the ball for I'm going to do a QB run here, not designed for 22 yards, and I'm fine here, but when I get tackled, I'm coming up limping. Look, and he did that abrupt slide bullshit too. So I love Timmy Chang, but please, and that guy is good though. He will throw for a lot of yards there at home on the island because folks.
It's a hard ticket to Hawaii. It's not paradise all the time.
All right. Anything else before we start this journey? Once again, this is our Thursday-Friday show because this is the only time you'll get that this year where just the week 1 is spread out ridiculously. What's up, Mac?
The FCS canceling that game.
Oh my God.
We got. I know this is the FBS games and we have the FCS experience, but
no, I have some FCS games on the slate that are worth talking about. But that game was ridiculous, by the way. Yeah. The fact that Mercer had battled all the way back, just blocked a fucking field goal, and returned it to what? The UC Davis, like 45, 1-score game, 7 minutes left. They've played 53.5 minutes of football. And you just say, no, you know what? We got lightning. Game's over. And you know what? Even worse, the game never existed.
It's not that they don't have the insurance, but they don't have the lawyers like your Notre Dame's do when you kill a kid from lightning falling off a scissor lift or whatever. So they got to make sure they're protected in the back end on that one.
Hey, and speaking of FCS, shout out to the Nazis.
That was. I mean, that's why week 0 was a banger because the Nichols Nazis got it done as they then how about that defensive performance? Had a pick 6 early, really 3 turnovers, 2 of them I believe in the red zone, and Deuce Hogan, the former Kentucky quarterback, going play action and incarnate word being preseason number 4. Have fun with that because that was a conference game too. That was a lot like the Kansas State Iowa State game, where that game might be very critical down the stretch here, especially within the conference. But yeah, it's a good point. Very good point. And then Western Kentucky. How about Maverick MacGyver, over 400 yards, figuring it out. The over did hit right there for us, though. Anything else? Anything else noteworthy?
Not off the top of my head. You got anything, Bet Detective, other than
No, let's move on to the slate that's coming on. Jesus, I saw how he did the main show. I had to push my guests back there. You get Colby riled up, and then it's going to keep going. So let's go. Week 1. Here we go. Let's hit it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go. All right. Thursday.
Slides.
We got slides. YouTube.com/the college experience. Boise State is in Tampa, Florida at 5:30 p.m. Very early. And now did you guys hear that there's a chance of rain?
Yeah.
I heard 100. I heard 100 on the heat index in this game.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. We just called this game on the SGP show, and I did not know the rain situation. I do think that favors Boise if it is pouring rain, because South Florida tends to throw the ball a little more than Boise. Boise State's currently laying 6.5. The over/under at 63.5. Look, I'm still going to take South Florida, because if one thing I know about Florida rain, that shit's spotty. That'll be like 5 minutes, and then it'll be perfectly sunny after that. That's what I'm hoping for. So give me these South Florida Bulls with Byron Brown. I do think if it is raining all game, that does favor Sire Gaines and Malik Sherrod, who I think are two very good running backs for Boise State. But it kind of scares me away from the total. If you told me we had sunshine and rainbows all day, I would be all over the over 63.5. But I'm just going to stay away now, and I will take South Florida plus the 6.5. Obviously, liked it a little bit more a couple weeks ago and it was 8.5. But Bet Detective, what are you doing here, there in Tampa?
I'm not sure about that. And I get it. I don't trust Alex Golish against good teams. He doesn't. They don't really step up when the competition's up. And Boise State's a good team. I know, of course, they lost Gentry and Cameron Kepper, but I'm a fan of Maddox Matson a little bit. I think they're going to run deep. It's going to be shocking how, not shocking, but surprising how when their backups become the starters, how deep they run. They lost their top 3 running backs too, South Florida. I mean, they did hit the portal hard. They brought in a Cyclone and Cartadius Norton, but that's not the point.
You remember him, right?
Yeah, of course I remember him.
Well, he was part of that scandal with Hunter Deckers where they were gambling at Iowa State. So shout out to
hitting those $10 parlay cards for under their mom's name under your account. Very, very. What a brain trust they had going on there in Ames, fucking Iowa. I think the weather's gonna be like not just the rain, but I think that humidity is really going to affect this game. Obviously, they're used to it, but I mean, I don't know. I think they wear them down a little bit. I do see a lot of points. The fact that it's under a touchdown now, I want to take Boise. They're just a better team.
I'll say the rain. And Canvas Capper asking in the chat, the rain favors the under. Yeah, but I'm staying away from the total. Look, I'll take South Florida to stay within that number, but I don't feel good about this. I'm probably going to stay away from the bet on this game, but I'm very excited to watch. This is actually a fucking gigantic game when you think of the 12-team playoff. When you think of the fact that Boise State's the favorite and to make the 12-team playoff. Odds wise, but if the AAC can score a win, and many people have South Florida, playing for the AAC championship, but even if they don't make the championship, to have that feather in your cap for the AAC would be fucking huge. Or I'm sorry, my apologies, the American. Mac, what are you doing here in Tampa?
Yeah, so this is going to kind of be a theme on this episode. Is some of these numbers have moved like crazy over the last couple of weeks. So this one opened at 9.5, now down to 6.5. I've liked South Florida all summer. I like that they're getting Brown back at the quarterback position. He's back healthy. I think that he's going to have a big year, which is now going to be year 4 with the Bulls. So I think Boise, first game without Genty. I think that they're going to struggle here. Last year, they struggled to pull away from Georgia Southern in that heat. Georgia Southern kind of wore them down offensively, but Boise was just more talented. I think that the talent gap is much more smaller than last year's game against Georgia Southern when they went down to the heat. And the rain, I can guarantee that we will have a lightning delay in this game, Colby. I can guarantee we're going to have a lightning delay in this game. So that's the biggest lock of the day.
And these some of these jackasses want them to move the college football season up a week. These fucking idiots.
I'll say this about Byron Brown real quick. I don't know if he's going to have a good year, but he definitely is healthy now. And you got to take advantage of that because who knows how long that's going to last with him.
Oh, no doubt.
I'll just say that.
So if I think they're going to win it outright, lock number 1 of the year.
Yeah. Let's go.
Money line, Mac, lock it up. The South Florida Bulls plus 6.5. Getting the worst of the number, but I know you probably got it before.
Yeah. Keep those points outright.
Outright, he's saying. Sprinkle that money line. There we go. All right. I'll stay away, but just enjoy. What's up at the Detective?
Well, I'm saying, I'm not saying Boise State's a heavy play. I'm just taking the number there. But I do like a Matt Lauder anytime touchdown. That guy's an NFL tight end there at Boise and Dirk.
I love that play, actually. Man.
Yeah,
I love that play because he's like the security blanket for Maddox Madsen. If it's raining, though, I think we might be sleeping. Like Malik Sherrod was a very, very good running back for Fresno State. Not last year, the year before. He was injured last year. And then Sire Gaines, if you look at what he did in the brief time he played as a freshman, he got injured, but he's a redshirt freshman now. I personally think, I know that Gene T is Gene T, but I feel like they are still going to be very good at running back. I'll take the Bulls plus the points. I think Boise wins this one, something like 31-27. But staying away from that bet. We're going chronologically on time, by the way. This is the Thursday slate, and well, buckle up because the next game, the Ohio Bobcats heading to Piscataway to take on the Bet Detectives Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Yes.
Very excited to watch this game because, hey, Ohio won the MAC a season ago and they lost their head coach, Tim Albin. And I think a lot of people feared that their whole roster was going to follow Tim Albin to Charlotte, but they didn't because they kept it in-house. They promote Brian Smith, the OC, the former Nick Rolovich guy. And Parker Navarro, who rushed for over 1,000 yards, is back at the quarterback spot as they head into Piscataway to take on the Greek pellet gun. Look, Rutgers getting some news with their left tackle, I think it was, out for the season. That was the guy they were kind of depending on because they had lost a lot of production there from a season ago. So all that has me convinced, and I do think this place will be lit, but I just don't like Callum. How do I say it again? The Greek pellet gun. Manis, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan Manis. I don't fucking know, but I'm not the biggest fan of his quarterbacking. Now, I will say at Rutgers, compared to Minnesota, he's protected the ball much better. I think he had like an 18-7 ratio a year ago, but I gotta take the points here. Rutgers' offense ain't known for putting up a lot of points. So you're telling me you get Ohio with a lot of that offense back? I'll take the points. Bet Detective, what are you doing here? 15.5 is that number, buddy?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Brian Smith getting the promotion there. He won the what was it, the Cure Bowl he won last year when he took over when Ablin headed for Charlotte. Yeah, you're right. No, Rutgers is going to pound the ball. I mean, they did lose that lineman, but they brought 4 starters back after that. I mean, they're slow and methodical. They're not going to pull away. 15.5 is a lot for an Ohio teams who got good receivers. I like Parker Navarro. He's good, like all around quarterback. They'll do enough. I see this like as a like a 27-13, 27-17. At the most, just not going away. I mean, their secondary is. I love Ohio's secondary as well. I mean, I don't know. I just don't, like you said, I just don't think Rutgers got the offense to this style of offense. They're going to win. They're not going to worry about this game. Their non-conference schedule is a joke to open up, but to do this,
I think this one could be like. So, did you see the stats?
Well, this is the toughest of the 3, for no doubt. But I mean, just the way they scheduled it. It's just. I mean, I get it. You're in the Big Ten, but come on.
16 of the last 18 years, a Big Ten team has lost to a MAC school.
Yes.
We got to pinpoint which one it is. I'm all over the points here, by the way. So Rutgers is laying 15.5. By the way, I made the slide a little while ago. I did see some 16s out there, so shop around. Also, the over/under at 49.5. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah. So another one that's moved like crazy. 10.5 this summer. Now we're up to 15.5 here. I'm getting the worst of the number, but I'm going to actually lay it with Rutgers. I think that Rutgers is going to wear them down physically on the line of scrimmage, and I don't think that this is like, if you want to. I'm not locking this. I think that this one gets away from Ohio late. Maybe we get a backdoor touchdown like Shiano did on opening night last year, right at the buzzer. So I see a 17 to 21 point win for Rutgers where they just wear them down. But I think Ohio's probably going to be within 10 to 14 points the entire game, but Rutgers wears them out in the end. So I'll lay it.
You know what's interesting about these MAC Big Ten games is I believe right now that Rutgers would trade their starting quarterback for Ohio's. And I think the same can be said for Miami, Ohio, and Wisconsin, which we'll talk about in a second. But I mean, it's kind of fascinating. Some of these quarterback matchups where you're sitting there saying, man, I get the dog and the better quarterback. I do worry about the wear and tear on this, on like by the fourth quarter, because Rutgers is going to be just pounding the rock. Yeah. By the fourth quarter, does Ohio's D-line start to show signs of fatigue? But I still got to take the points. You're telling me, like I said, you're telling me you're getting the better quarterback. Rutgers has really struggled against a lot of these. Remember, Eastern Michigan got him a couple years ago in Piscataway. So on the Bobcats there, anyone has a side there on the total 49.5? Anyone like anything there?
I mean, probably the under. I like I said, it's probably more limited possession games. Navarro will be good with the ball control, and then Rutgers, just wants to pound that rock. So probably go under.
Yeah, it's under or nothing there. There's no way I'm going over on this game. And 49, that's a pretty high number actually. I kind of do like the under now.
I kind of like it as I'm thinking like 21-13 win by Rutgers.
Maybe even a first half under, because Mac makes a good point. This thing it can get away towards the end if they start wearing them out and wearing them down.
Yeah. All right, there we go. No locks. No one's locking anything.
No,
I'm not locking that nonsense up.
All right. Well, we're staying at that same time, and the Leopards of Lafayette. Hey, 6-6 a year ago. They didn't have a losing season. They said John Traxel's bunch. Look, they return all Patriot League wide receiver Elijah Stewart. All right. So and look, Dean DeNoble is a longtime FCS quarterback there for these Leopards as they as they head to Bowling Green to the Doit to take on Eddie George and the Bowling Green Falcons. Bowling Green laying 14.5. I think this is another one where you might be able to find a 15 out there right now. Over under at 52.5. I want, and Jeff Fisher's son, I believe, is the DC for Bowling Green. I'm going to lay it, but I think it might take all four quarters to get there. Bowling Green was, last season under Scotty Leffler was one of the oldest teams, like as far as so this year they've lost so much production from last year's team, although he was recruiting at a decently high level for MAC standards. I'll lay it, but I think this shit might take all game. We might get a late score with 5 minutes left to win by 17. But give me the Falcons to get this thing done here. Bet Detective, what are you doing here, buddy?
I'm taking the points here. I think it's going to take a little while for Bowling Green to get going there with this new staff. As long as Lafayette doesn't turn it over, which they've been pretty good about, they return a lot of them on defense. I think they can keep it close, and then eventually Bowling Green will pull away. So anything over 2.5, over 2 touchdowns. I know that line came down. Did it open up at 16.5 or something like that?
Yeah. I think there was some 16s out there early. And by the way, Pigskin Picks, Bowling Green lost their running back. Question mark. Yes, Terrion Stewart. He's the starting running back for Virginia Tech this year. So
right.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris McMillan and those guys will pound away towards the end, but I think it's, I think it's going to take a little bit for them, for Eddie George. I mean, because it's all new. You know, they stacked the cupboards with that transfer portal. Obviously,
Drew
it's all brand new
Pine,
thing.
veteran too, quarterback.
Yes.
Remember, he started at Notre Dame for a few games
Sure
there,
did.
getting the start for Bowling Green. Mac, you got anything here? And then what do you like?
I think I'm going to take the points too with the Leopards. New staff here with Eddie George. It's an entirely new team. To CJ's point, I think it's going to take a game or two to see what we got here. But I do like them bringing in Pine at the MAC level. I definitely think he's super talented for that level. So I'll take the Leopards, chippy little Lafayette.
Yes.
I bet Deckham's just going with he's like Pennsylvania school. I got to back him.
They did play a MAC team last year. They lost to Buffalo 30-13. So a little bit of perspective on.
Buffalo was a very good MAC team a year ago, though. But
actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, folks. Look, before we get to the next game, I want to let you know that the college football experience is brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast. Yeah, Sports Gambling Podcast is giving away $1,000 circa NFL future bet with the phrase that pays. You can submit your phrase now. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/phrase. Also, SGPN just launched their NFL Survivor contest. $100 entry, winner take all. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/survivor. So get in there and check it out. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport. All the summer sports, and I guess everything that's going on right now. I mean, it's your place to bet on football and everything else. But right now, NFL, you can still get you're betting preseason. I know you schmucks were in Vegas. College football futures, everything. College football week 1. CFL. It's your home for football and every other sport as well. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You can easy deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head on over to mybookie.ag. But when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for a 50% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. Of course, that's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Yes, college football is back on Rhythm. Last season, Rhythm's predictive models had a 22% ROI on non-conference spreads, and they absolutely killed it on the FCS total front. And get this, week 0 and week 1 last year, they were 16-4 ATS, up 11.6 units. And Rhythm, let me tell you, they don't just have college football. They got everything. NFL, golf, WNBA, MLB. So what are you doing? Go to the app now and make your own model since all these predictions are live. Get your free 7-day trial period today. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. All right, we are back. Just talk. What other podcast is giving you 2 minutes on Lafayette and Bowling Green?
Oh, baby.
It'll get worse, guys. But next up, we are going to what? Bet Detective, you didn't sign on for this. Mercyhurst.
I certainly did not. Looks like
Mercyhurst.
my connection's going bad though. I love that hat on that penguin though, Youngstown State. Jesus Christ! I do have a show tomorrow I have to get to, Colby, before you fire through all the Division 2 pops up here.
They're D1. They've been in D1 now 2 years. Mercyhurst catching 30.5 at the Icebox against Youngstown State. Youngstown State 2 years removed from the FCS playoffs, but Doug Phillips kind of been all over the place for a Youngstown head coach. Just 4-8 last year. Meanwhile, Mercyhurst first year in the FCS, they're 4-7. 30.5 points. Anyone going to take some action here on this Bet Detective?
It might be a little too hot for those Penguins. This isn't their season, so yeah, give me the 30.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too, man.
Game
1, give me the 30.5.
All right, how are we talking?
Give me a
about
42 to 17 final. Mac, what are you doing here at the Icebox?
I'll lay it. The line's 30 for a reason. Sorry, Mercyhurst. I love the Lakers on the hard Not here, man. I think they put it on them. Last year they beat Valpo 59-25. So similar to that game. They win by 35.
Yeah, you probably might be right. I'm not betting this fucking game, but you know, the FCS college football experience, by the way, will be where you want to turn after this week, folks. Next up, no, don't worry. There's no line on this. McKendree, Indiana State. That's just for the diehards out there that want to watch at the same time. But then you jump over to Jacksonville State. This is so we have a lot of first year first year head coaching matchups this week one. I think the most I can ever recall while being a hardcore fan of college football. Charles Kelly, who was on Deion Sanders' staff at Colorado 2 years ago, last year he was on Auburn's staff, is now the new head coach of Jacksonville State. He brings in Travis Trickett as the OC, which, at some point I think was a decently hot name as an offensive coordinator. And obviously Scott Frost is back at UCF and blaming Nebraska for everything, even his STDs. Look, UCF's laying 19 points. The over under at 52.5. UCF, if I read correctly, 74 new players on their roster. Whew. I know Jacksonville State's probably something similar. This is what makes the game ridiculous. Obviously, the moon bounce will be bouncing. The very Golden Knights have a great crowd, but I got to take the points. This is like an unknown game, and you're telling me you're getting the former Rutgers starting quarterback Gavin Wimsatt starting for Jacksonville State. We thought it was going to be the Indiana transfer for UCF, but they named Cam Fancher the starting quarterback who started at FAU a year ago. I'll take the points. I don't feel very strong about this game though, but I will take the points. I actually think we might want to consider the over as the best play on the board here. Bet Detective, what are you doing here at the moon bounce?
I agree with you there. I think over is the play that I will be playing. That's what I'm going with there. But I don't like how. I mean, obviously, Rich Rod goes on to greater pastures, but they're switching over now from his rush style to a complete wide open passing. I don't like when teams change your philosophy like that in one summer, the opening game. So, but I still think points will be scored. Scott Frost, of course. I mean, yes, it's brand new players, but they're all good though. I mean, he brought amazingly talented players down there, so I think it'll be wide open. It'll take a while to get their legs. That's a huge number. If I was to pick a side, I would rather lay it than take it. Actually, I do think they're going to run. He's going to want to run it up. This is just two new coaches in two completely different situations where he needs to restore the pride back there. So I think I love the points. But yeah, I don't like them going from Rich Rod's rush offense to whatever Charles Kelly's going to throw around up there.
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking about locking up that over 52.5. Like, I just feel like UCF's that crowd momentum behind him is probably good for scoring in the 40s. And then you're asking yourself, even if they get to the high 30s, can Jacksonville State get 2 scores in this game? And I think they can. So I'm actually going to lock up the over in this game.
Yeah.
Jacksonville State UCF over 52.5.
Put me on that. I see it as like a 38-17 type game. I don't see it. I don't see. I mean, I was kind of shocked it was that low of a total. I thought it'd be at least 55.
Yeah. I think jump in now. It might be 55 by the time this thing kicks. Mac, what are you doing here at the moon bounce?
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the high variance game. This there's a lot of unknown here with 2 first-year head coaches. Charles Kelly, you guys mentioned it, bringing over his style of football now, replacing Rich Rod, and then Frost coming back home to UCF here. I've gone back and forth on this one. In a high variance game, I think I'm going to take the points. I think that there's more ways Jack State can cover this. I think they could maybe backdoor this and lose by 16 or 17. So, yeah, give me Jack State in the points. But, I mean, out of all the games, I may feel the least confident in this game just because of all the unknowns with these 2 teams.
I think we have a very similar game to this game on the Friday slate. Like pretty much the same exact game on the Friday slate with 2 different teams. All right, let's jump to the next one because we are going to Akron, Ohio. Beautiful Akron, Ohio, Bet Detective. The Wyoming Cowboys are laying 7. The over-under at 49.5. Remember, Akron not eligible for a bowl because they got some dumb shits on their team from 2 years ago. So the NCAA said, hey, you know what? I know most of those dumb shits are gone, but you know what? Don't let these bastards have fun in life. I'm on Wyoming here, minus the 7. I normally, very rarely, I would be curious. I wish we had some type of software to quickly find out. I don't think I've laid points on the road with Wyoming much in the 7 or 8 years of this show. But I think this is the spot to do it. One of the things or at least, or maybe I got too close to the kitchen. Because when I got to talk to and remember, I was on the under, Mac, on Wyoming. But when I went out to Mountain West Media Days, and after talking to those guys, I felt like they were a pissed off bunch. I felt like they were fucking, by far, if you told me one team, one thing you think you learned from Mountain West Media Days, I would say that the Wyoming would be that team. So I am actually going to lay the 7. It might take all game. Wyoming's defense is solid. And shout out to R. Wright giving us $20. He's going to this game. Oh, shit. There we go, R. Wright. Yeah, there we go. Infocision Field rocking. Appreciate Pigskin Picks giving us $5 as well. I'm laying the 7. I still think the under 49.5 is the what I would give out. I mean, I'm not going to bet it, but I think under 49.5 probably more likely than over. But I'm on these Cowboys. Mac, what are you doing here at Infocision?
I am. I'm taking Akron. I think that just the dynamic of not being eligible for the postseason, I think that kind of hits more, and they check out a little bit later in the year. I think this is kind of a get up game for the old Zips here. They get Wyoming coming opening night, Cleveland, and there ain't no way I'm going to be laying over touchdown with Savell on the road after what I saw last year in Wyoming. I always fade Wyoming when they hit the road, and especially after last year. So lock number 2. Give me the home dog and the Zips, baby. Let's go, Joe Moorhead.
Wow. Okay. I didn't see this one coming. I saw the other one coming. I want to battle him so bad, but it's just everything in me says don't ever bet Wyoming on the road.
After Troy Calhoun got
it ain't gonna work, buddy.
Bet Detective, what are you doing here, buddy?
So I had an opening for a mulkey there. I had to toss her in there.
It ain't gonna work, buddy.
I agree with Mac there. I mean, Wyoming's offense will be better than it was last year. I think a little bit, slightly. It's certainly not going to be prolific, but this game's going to be a grind. What are we talking about with 7 points? And how long has Ben Finley been in my universe? I think we don't. I mean, my God,
brother of Ryan Finley. Brother of Ryan Finley. What is he still in the league? He was on the Bengals for a little bit. I remember.
Right. Ben Finley was at NC State, right?
Yeah, Ryan Finley too. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, how long are these Finleys?
He was also at Cal, I think, for a year or two.
But yeah, no, I'll take the 7 there. I see what you're saying there, Colby. Maybe it'll take all game for sure, but again, 49.5, very high number for this one. I like the under here too. Correlate that Akron plus 7 and the under. Sprinkle a little money line.
Wow. Okay. Is that a lock there, Bet Detective?
I don't want to tail any locks, but I mean, I was not at media day, so I don't know how angry Wyoming was, but I do know being locked out of the playoffs could cause a little resentment as well. So if we're doing an anger bowl, that's for sure.
You know
all
what?
right, go ahead, lock me up, Akron plus 7. Go ahead and give me the Zips.
No. Fuck you guys.
Battle us.
Yeah.
Battle! Dundee! Taking them Wyoming Cowboys -7. Bet Detective Mac! Taking the 7 with these Akron Zips. Oh. I got news for you guys. 17-7 final score. Wyoming gets it done. All right.
That'll do it.
Shout out to our right going to the game. We want live updates. All right. That's fantastic. All right. Next up, we have the.
Oh boy.
Who are you taking here?
Well, let me tell you something. East Carolina is playing at Carter Finley Stadium, where if you just look at the history of this program throughout the last 30 years, short of the 2 years with Scotty Montgomery, where ECU couldn't beat anybody, they would have covered this spread every single year but once. And I think that was 91. Or no, I think it was 90. Either way, East Carolina is coming into Carter Finley Stadium, catching. This line went up today, by the way, folks. This was at 12.5 yesterday.
Oh my good God. Disgrace, disgusting act.
I mean, we just beat them. We've already beat them in the past 12 months. We got to prove it again at your filthy little stadium, which we've stormed 3 times in my lifetime. this is just ridiculous. And since then, NC State lost their offensive coordinator, lost their defensive coordinator. Oh, Casey Conception, their best wide receiver, goes to A&M. Well, the defense, they lose both safeties to better programs. They lose their top D lineman. I mean, we could go on and on about this. And then you have ECU and just a great Hauser's back in that offense, second year in that offense. Remember, he only started the final 6 games of the season, went 5-1. But I got news for you. Keep your fucking points. All right. I don't give a shit what this goes up to. We're going into that bullshit place that you bums. Remember last time, Bet Detective, if you're not familiar, we stormed at their little shit house, tore down their goalpost, and then they suspended the rivalry for like 15 or 10 years or something. I forget how many long, but it was like they suspended, like, we're not going to play these guys anymore if they're doing stuff like this. Well, how about you beat us, buddy? All right? Because we're coming in there and we're going to shit on your fucking parade, and you guys are going to fire Doeren after this year. So, you know what to do here, guys.
Because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it.
Bet Detective, what are you doing here in the great city of Raleigh, North Carolina?
No copyright problems with that, so you can play the full album with that song for sure. No YouTube police is coming at you.
Well, I know the guy that sung that. That's actually alive. I actually recorded that from a karaoke night in downtown Greenville.
I believe you because
I am an East Carolina fan.
So, yeah, of course. This is odd. They just played in the bowl game, right? This is the Military Bowl rematch that the Pirates won there. I mean, there
was a big brawl in the field. So
I do remember.
Some ref thought he was some hot shot, tried to get in the way. He was bleeding from the face afterwards.
Yeah.
100%.
So I usually I would do a nice revenge spot, especially when it's a season long thing and they circle that opener. And your Katin Hauser, his second year. I don't like the way he turns the ball over, and I know you like quarterbacks to protect the ball. He can get a little sloppy with it. They lost Rajai Harris, of course, but this seems like a lot of points. I know NC State's defense should be a little bit better, but it's not that much better. I'm a CJ Harris fan, Bailey. I mean,
I don't know that they are the I think the defense got worse by losing their DC and hiring DJ Elliott.
I'm talking about who they brought in on the portal wise though, but they should get better. But like I said, but it's week 1. I'll take your Pirates with the points, even though there's a revenge spot. I mean, that just seems like way too many points for what is a great rivalry game, even though I do support fellow CJs.
That's the reason why he's got this. No lock. You're just gonna ride in smoothly.
No,
here?
I'm not locking these filthy Pirates up either. I mean, but just because you don't know what's going to happen when you go over down the disgusting area of Raleigh, North Carolina. There's a lot of disgusting areas of Raleigh of North Carolina, as you know.
What do you think of that total, Bet Detective? 61.5?
Yes, 61.5. Again, another one. I'd lean under. That's a lot of points. I see why. I know why that number's that high, but just week 1 replace. It's just a lot of inconsistency rolling over. To hit those numbers, everything's got to go right every drive almost.
I'm loading up on this. I'm playing this, DFS lineup. I already got the 14 earlier today, right? I got the 14. I got the money line play. I mean, Mac, what are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm on ECU. We talked about it in Vegas. The more and more, because we did NC State the night before we left, and I told you, I said, I was more just riding it to start because I want ECU to beat NC State. But when you really dig into NC State replacing both coordinators, I wasn't the biggest fan of the hires either. And I kind of just feel like the NC State program is going in the wrong direction, to be honest. So, 14.5. I'm taking ECU and I'm locking it. I think this is a one-score game. It's going to come right down to the wire again. Rivalry.
Well played. I'll send you your check. That is a double lock on these ECU Pirates. I thought we might get a triple lock, but I'm not gonna force somebody.
I do see. Right. I mean,
peer pressure.
I'm not getting pressured into this, especially for a Pirate.
It ain't gonna work, buddy.
Your peer pressures. I see like a 35 though 23 type game. I do see just set numbers is crazy too high for this.
Yeah. All right. Next up, let's go to. I think this is kicking off at the same time. And this is the Route 1 rivalry. I mean,
the Route 1 rivalry. How come I skipped over this?
Yeah. Your boy, I almost said Deshaun Foster. Deshaun Jackson is now the sitting head coach with these Delaware State Hornets. And they are heading into Newark, Delaware in their first ever FBS game. The Delaware Blue Hens. Bet Detective. Deshaun Jackson goes out and takes Sacramento State starting quarterback Caden Bennett away. I mean, this is a guy that played pretty well for them at times. Also gets an Oregon wide receiver transfer in Ryan Pullum. I mean, if you look, they brought in some guys that this is by far, I would say, the most talent they've had on this roster in a while at Delaware State. But the Blue Hens, Ryan Carty's bunch, laying 29.5. 29.5. I just can't do that. That as much as I'm high on Delaware, I just think Delaware State's got enough guys that they've brought in that can stay within that number. I know that this crowd will be lit for their first ever FBS game and a rivalry game at that. But I got to take the 29.5. I just got to look, Delaware will win big, but 42-21, something like that. You're getting a big ass number for a team that I think is more talented than the numbers represent. Bet Detective, what are you doing here? And then I know you're a big Delaware football fan.
I am a big Delaware football fan. The Delaware Wing T is its proper name if you want to talk about the Wing
I got a book on it in the other room.
Chris Folsom went there, and they do those Michigan helmets better than Michigan. That's for sure. We don't think we'll go back to the Rich Gannon days, but
there's a 1-star. I like that one.
29 is a big number, obviously, but I mean, Delaware State, Sean Jackson, complete rebuild. There's a reason why. I don't know if Delaware State can get 10 points, maybe. I mean, I still see Delaware covering this, so I'm not taking Delaware State by any means, but I'm not locking it up either. I'll lay with Delaware. Their defense is. I don't see how Delaware State scores.
I mean, they got Sacramento State starting. They brought in like some guys from FBS rosters that I feel like they would not normally get.
1000%. Deshaun Jackson is. I like Deshaun Jackson as a hire. Now, is he going to focus on fundamentals? No, he's not. That's not what Deshaun Jackson's there for. Deshaun Jackson is to get kids like that to come in. He's a celebrity. It's going to get to the point where we're just going to start hiring rappers as coaches because that's who players want to play for. Like, you might as well make Jay-Z could be a top 10 coach in this country. He'd be in the BCS playoffs every time because players will want to play for him.
What are we going to run, Jay? Run right. Mac, what are you doing here, buddy?
I love Cardi, so I'll lay it. I trust the coaching, and I just think it's a huge coaching mismatch. Like with Vic, I could see it a little bit. I think he's taking it more seriously than Deshaun Jackson. And I mean, Deion had a pedigree, and he already was a coach at multiple levels before he got this. Right. Deshaun Jackson, it's a hilarious hire. I'm excited to see it. I'm pulling for him. But, yeah, I'm going to take Delaware in these Hens, man. I'm a big fan of this program.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Well, look, folks, before we get to the next game, I want to let you know that the college football experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Basketball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football, folks. Underdog is also a great place to play Pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times the amount of money you enter. And Underdog's got a brand new offer for you. Yes, new customers play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCESGPN. And I will take you back to that Pussy Pack game. All right. Because CJ Bailey higher than a half interception against my Pirate defense. That's going to hit. Also, Katin Hauser higher. That's ECU's quarterback. If you don't know, over 226 passing yards. Jump on that higher. Let's go.
What's his interception higher?
I didn't look at that, so you have to.
Why would you?
Yeah, that's
not going to happen.
Year 2 in the system, doesn't have to avoid the sophomore slump that CJ Bailey's going to have to go through. Yeah, get on over to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use our promo code TCESGPN. And remember, as always, to let it ride. We're also brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. Yes, the world's greatest sports book. Circa Las Vegas is hosting the world's biggest pro football contest. Circa Millions, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Sign up in Nevada and play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com. Use that promo code SGP to get $50 off those proxy fees. And remember, the contest closes by September 3rd. So get in now. All right, we are back breaking down all the weekday games. Remember, this is just Thursday and Friday's weekday games. On Wednesday, we will be back talking Saturday, Sunday, and Monday games. All right, next up on the slate, chronologically, St. Francis. You guys know they beat an FBS team a year ago. They beat an FBS.
Perfect time to go get a water. I'll be right back.
All right, brother. Look, Vegas,
dying on us.
That Vegas voice, a real thing.
I know.
I got back. My wife said, "So why can't you? Why you sound like you smoked like 17 packs of cigarettes every day there?" St. Francis beat Kent State
23-17. I was trying to remember which match it was.
And I believe it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. They should have beat Akron. They were running out the clock against Akron. And I know this because I was on the Akron win total over, which did not hit. They were running out the clock and they fumbled. It was basically like the Herm Edwards play. They fumbled running this thing out and they took it back to the house for a touchdown. But ULM, obviously great first year for Bryant Vincent. They're laying 34 points. 34 and a half. I couldn't find the total out there yet on this. That's a big ass number. But here's the problem, man. St. Francis, Fran Brown's the Syracuse head coach. His son played for St. Francis, right? Last year. He's now at Syracuse. They announced they were going D3 in football and basketball. Remember, they made the NCAA tournament in the play-in game, and like a week later, they announced they're going D3. Well, I think they had a mass exodus based off of that because you don't want to be playing D3 if you're a D1 athlete. So it makes this game incredibly tricky. I'll take the points, but I'm gonna I'm not touching this thing with a 10-foot pole, knowing that D3 news. How about you, Mac?
Yeah, it's absolute tragedy and bullshit that they're going down to that level. But I'm gonna take the points too. We both like Brian Vincent. We thought he did a good job, and they did finish the year not strong. I think they were 5-1 before losing those final 6 games and not getting to a bowl game. But I just think this is too many here for a Monroe team that I think is still building their program. I think maybe year 3 I could lay a number like this with them, but this 34, give me the points with St. Francis.
Yeah, Bet Detective. We were talking how St. Francis announced they were going D3 in football and basketball. So although they beat an FBS team last season, I think they had a mass exodus of players because of the news of them jumping to D3 after this season. So that's why it made this game really tricky with 34.5 point spread. I took the points, but I am not touching this fucking thing, buddy. I don't know if you have a play on this one.
Coach, need one more. My team's on the floor.
My team's on the floor. I don't care how many guys are left at St. Francis out there in Jersey. They will fight. Give me that 34.5. You got to be crazy. I'm not laying goddamn points. They got that fighting spirit. No, I have no goddamn opinion on this game. That's why I went to go get a water during the handicapping process.
Go get some more Marlboros?
Yeah, I know. Jesus Christ. Vegas, they not only do you smoke, they blow that smoke into your throat from the ventilation. I think part of the ventilation system was pushing the smoke back directly into your throat. Got that Steffi Smalls voice at the 12 hours, for Christ's sakes.
All right, let's jump to the next game. We're still on Thursday, folks. We got some Friday. Oh shit, we got a primetime game. This is on ESPNU. I'm very excited to watch this game. Very, very excited to watch this game. Towson has Pete Shinnick at the head coach, former Colorado offensive lineman under Bill McCartney in the 80s. And let me tell you, he's got this program going in the right direction. They won 7 games last year, went 7-5. That was the second year. This dude won a D2 national championship at West Florida. They're bringing back a redshirt senior at quarterback in Sean Brown, who in this very game last year threw for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then you got the Michael Vick era beginning at Norfolk State there. So they're starting. I think they did announce Israel Carter at the starting quarterback, but you still might see Otto Coons, who started for them a year ago. Norfolk State did have 10 players named all conference in the MEAC, and they did add 4-star transfer defensive end from Pitt, David Ajigbe. 14 points. Towson's laying 14 points. You know this place is going to be fucking sold out.
Oh yeah.
As much as I think Shinnick is going to get the win, I have to take the fucking 14 points in Norfolk State just based off of how crazy this environment's going to be. I'm excited to watch. I think this is one of the best FCS games on the whole fucking card, just because of the drama behind it and everything. But Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm not going against Vic. Bad news, Newsport, Hampton. It's going to be, like you said, it's going to be wild. It's going to be great. So of course, take the 14 there. And hell, we're all rooting for Vic. So Deshaun's more of a more of a spectacle, but the Vic, I believe in it. So let's go. It's going to be great.
Vic plays Deshaun Jackson at Delaware State, and they're playing it at the Link this year.
Yeah, that's it. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Shinnick year 3. They got 2 wins better last year, so 12-11, and he's a proven winner. Whether it was at the Gulf South Conference with West Florida, or his other stops at the D2 level or NAIA, but I got to take the home dog with Vic, man. I just from an environment standpoint, I'm not too far from there. I know what Michael Vick means to the 757, so that place is gonna be on fire. Yeah.
It's gonna be ESPNU broadcast, and this should be a fun watch. Next up, Dayton, Eastern Illinois laying 11.5. Look, my Flyers, John Gruden's alma mater, they've been pretty ass lately. So I have to jump on Tony Romo's alma mater, laying the 11.5 in Charleston, Illinois, which I know Bet Detective, you spent many weekends there, right?
Charleston, yeah, right. Charleston, Illinois. They have the great Chick-fil-A burrito. No, I don't hang out in Eastern Illinois that much. You go right through there. You go to Springfield. You piss on Lincoln's grave, and you get the hell out of there.
Yeah. Look, I know you have no analysis really on this one because this is two bad teams.
I'm looking at the slide count number, and there's still 58 more slides, and I'm like getting a little weary over here.
Who is this guy? He's got like every meme ever produced on the internet. He can knock us out with his memes. And I have tons of memes. I'll just keep memeing them to death until they just surrender because they just can't do it anymore. They don't have the memes that I have.
Who is this guy?
This show's off the rails.
Well, I don't get breaking the head cold, but they're
Mac, what are you doing here in Charleston, Illinois?
I love EIEIO, baby.
Yeah,
I've been to Marty's in Charleston. It's blacked out blizzard. It's a good time with those people there. So give me EIEIO. I'll lay it with the Panthers.
All right, and once again, we're going chronologically, Bet Detective. Lindenwood is in St. Paul taking on the Tommies.
Yes, this is called basketball right here.
I couldn't believe.
Know. Are we doing an NIT tournament? What is going?
I couldn't believe Thursday night we get Lindenwood at the Tommies. Now Lindenwood's roster is like the entire roster. I feel like is on Wyoming / Missouri. They were solid last year, but now laying 6.5 on the road in beautiful St. Paul against these Tommies. I'll lay it though. I believe in the culture, and I know the Tommies D3 jump up not that long ago. So yeah, lay it. What are you doing here, Mac?
Oh, I'll take the Tommies, man. The prison, you fade them when they hit the road, when they get away from the prison, but when they get them at home, that's when you want to back those Lions. But yeah, Tommies all day, baby. Let's go.
Bet Detective, the Lions against the Tommies. I know you were talking about this in Vegas before that Chinese fight. What side did you like on this one?
I put all my analysis into the Chinese fight, so I couldn't brush up on my Lindenwood St. Thomas. And then I was told I was not going to have to take a side on this game. And then the slides come up, and wouldn't you know, as soon as I see that standing cat who's up against in his perp position up against the wall,
God damn son of a bitch!
I was like, fine, I'll make a side with it, but. Yeah, give me Lindenwood. I did see that comment who saw you guys on VSiN and they prefer this format. It's because they're not wearing their Mormon outfits and trying to recruit Sean and Ryan to hear the good word of their Bible salesman duo that was on there. They brought the information, but so now they have a much more personable attack. I'm not saying you guys are bad, if anything. I'm just and thank you, shout out for the soundboard. Here's a Vegas flashback. Just since you guys have this, I'll give you this one. This is something we said after the after hours party, or the after party, the meet.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
If you did catch us in Vegas, you would hear us yelling that in the casino for a good 2 hours. That's all we kept saying, and then it's all that. What murder? But yeah, give me Lindenwood.
There we go.
that's my there analysis.
We go. Next up, we have a game that goes back quite. This game was actually a little chippy last year. The Phoenix of Elon, not Eli.
Yeah.
But they are heading into Wallace Wade Stadium, taking on these Duke Blue Devils. Duke laying 33.5. And I know Duke, I'm very bullish on them this year. If you haven't caught the preseason episodes, but Elon was chippy, man. They've been chippy. This is Signetti's old stomping grounds, Moneyline Mac.
Yeah.
I gotta take the points here. 33.5 is a big ass number for it. These games have been relatively close. I feel like, at least like 3 quarters or so. So you tell me 33.5? Give me these Phoenix. Bet Detective, you agree?
Yeah, they opened up last year, right? Same exact. It was like 26-3, I believe. It was more of an obviously tighter game, but they're replacing a lot. This is the Darian Mensah era. Let's go. I have a ripped up Heisman ticket on them, a paper ticket in my Trapper Keeper. But again, that is a lot of points. 33.5 for sure. I would say if they can, if they can just contain them for a little bit, just keep them past the rush, don't let them bounce outside, make them crazy, disgusting plays. I think they'll be able to hang around. I think this is like they can control the clock like they did last year a little bit. I just don't think this is like a 49-10 out of hand game. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm pretty confident in Elon plus 30. I have no problem taking the points here.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about potentially betting this. My thing is, if Mensah is just really good, it could get. But I think it's a solid play with Elon. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, this was a legendary cover last year by Elon. Remember, it was the line was 23.5, and Elon kicked a field goal at the buzzer.
But at halftime, wasn't this shit like 7-0?
It was, yeah, and then it got away late. And I think this is the first situation we've had this on this Thursday and Friday games. Does Duke keep it vanilla with the playbook with the big Illinois game on deck?
There you go.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
41-10?
And I think you got a 34.5 out there right now too. So it's tempting, man.
Give me the points. This is fringe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fringe lock.
Yeah. Let's go with these Phoenix. If this thing goes to 35, I'm going in, guys. If this thing goes to 35, what's that?
I will. But I don't see Elon being Elon's replacing everyone. So like, for them to reach double digits would be shocking, though.
Yeah. Duke's defense is pretty nasty this year. Chandler Rivers, Terry Moore, Wesley Williams. All right. Next up, we're going to Stillwater, where this game is tricky. UT Martin was an FCS playoff team a year ago. Now they did get their roster kind of rated some, but if you saw Mike Gundy at Big 12 Media Days, he didn't even know his roster at that point. I got 70 new players coming in. I haven't seen them play together, but I do think it is a nice connection to have Mike Gundy as head coach with a quarterback named Hoss Henne. You gotta let me tell you about Hoss Henne, boy. old Hoss Henne. He's gonna know how to win some games for me. Oklahoma State laying 20.5. And by the way, this number's been all over the place the last 72 hours. I've seen this at 22. I've seen this at 18. I've seen, so take it, look around certainly on this one, the over under at 55.5. I gotta take the points. Who the fuck is Oklahoma State have on their roster? They went and got a bunch of D2 transfers, right? Well, UT Martin's a D1 FCS. And they're an FCS playoff team. Now I am a little playoff team. Yeah, I'm a little scared though about like that. If you haven't been to that stadium, that's a great stadium, and that stadium is right on top of you. Like there is no room. So they probably have not played in an environment like this. A little scared of that. I would like. So if you're getting this, I think you search for that 21. Get that 3 touchdown thing. Bet Detective, what are you doing here at Boone Pickett Stadium?
Yeah, I totally agree. Who was Oklahoma State to be laying? I'm looking at 22.5, whatever. Maybe that come down to 25. I don't even care. Like UT Martin's good. I know. I mean, I understand they're FCS pro, but like, when they got knocked out by Montana State, they went in like the second round of playoffs. They're good. Yeah. That defense is good. I know lost a couple, but they're still going to be great.
It's a sneaky game for especially breaking in 70 some new players like Gundy was talking about.
And Oklahoma State, they just don't make things easy on themselves. They don't do those pour away games like this. I can see this being tight for a while. Eventually they'll win. They're not going to lose this game, but 20.5, anything around 20 or above, I'll grab that. No problem. I just think I like this. UT Martin's a good team.
Yeah. Moneyline Mac, what are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm the biggest Gundy guy out there, but I'm not going to lay 23.5.
No way.
But he doesn't know his roster, and they got Oregon next week. So and Gundy, they have fucked around in these bye games over the years. They've almost lost multiple games, and then the 1 year they did lose on a Hail Mary against
Central Michigan. Yeah, fire up Chips got him. Yeah,
Chips got him. So
South Alabama got him 1 year. Whooped their ass actually.
Yeah. By 30. The Big 12 championship year 2 years ago. It's like 33-7 or something. Yeah, give me UT Martin in the points. Okay, State wins, but I can't lay this many points with this new look Gundy team.
Yeah, it might take a little bit, but Hoss Henne. I hate fading Hoss Henne. All right, next up, we're going to Columbia, Missouri, where the Tigers are laying 36.5 against Central Arkansas. Hey, Central Arkansas, not a terrible FCS over the years, but last season they were just 6-6. Little concerning there. Look, Nathan Brown, though, is a veteran head coach, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has them ready to go. I will take the points here as well. 36.5 is too much for me. Mizzou's, who knows what the quarterback situation. They got Pribula, the Penn State transfer. I think it's going to be him, but I'll take the points. I think, give me something like 52-17. Central Arkansas gets that cover. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm not laying this. That's for sure. Wasn't really ready for this one as well on the menu, if you ask me.
Yeah, it was a shock. I thought it was a mistake.
Giving me the Cheesecake Factory menu. It's a lot to digest.
The CPU is a neural net processor, a learning computer.
Yeah, I'll take the points with Central Arkansas. That's all I'm saying about that. And
I'll leave it at that. And so will I.
Mac, what are you doing here, buddy?
Soundboard's on fire tonight.
Yep.
So Drinkowitz said he's going to play both quarterbacks. So give me the points with Central Arkansas. I just think that this is too big a number to be laying more than 5 touchdowns when you're playing multiple quarterbacks. And I mean, Central Arkansas is not a horrible FCS team. So yeah.
Look, Arkansas State won 8 games last year in the Sun Belt, and to the chat's point right here, they got hosed.
Yeah,
they won that game against Arkansas State. They got that was the worst call of the whole season. Worst call of the absolute whole season right there. But UCA is good, man. UCA, they've been a good program. Shit, I think they beat Colorado 1 year.
Yeah, they only lost by 2 touchdowns at Oklahoma State 2 years ago. The year OK State went to the Big 12 title game.
Yeah. I'll take the points too. Load up. All this is Thursday. All this fun, Bet Detective, is Thursday. I know you're sitting over there. Oh, West Georgia and Sanford. What? West Georgia's they're new to the FCS, second year here. But this is a regional battle right here. Sanford laying 12.5, and I will lay the 12.5 there in Homewood, Alabama. Look at that. How you doing, Bet Detective?
We got the full car wash.
What are you doing here?
Now we're getting to the nitty gritty. Finally, we're talking my language as we go down to Homewood, Alabama. Always take the dog Sanford at home and down in Alabama and open it up there.
I'm dying in this fucking country.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
Shit flying in my mouth. Well, fuck, I can't see pollen. Let's get the fuck out of this country, mother.
Look, West Georgia's logo bothers me. It's like they did this in like fucking 1990 and never updated. It's like this is some shit on the game of Doom. Remember Doom? Like you got wolves coming after you, some shit. Moneyline Mac, what are you doing here?
I'll lay it with Sanford. I trust their program more than West Georgia's. And yeah, Homewood, Alabama. Take these dogs. Buckyball, although he's at A&M now.
Yeah. Still, maybe it rubbed off on the football team. Next up, what's this? Don't worry, there's no line.
That's not a place. There's no goddamn Upper Iowa.
We got that ready for you. We got that ready for you. In-state battle going on.
And that bird doesn't exist there, even if there was an Upper Iowa.
All right, next. Oh, what is? We got another one.
Utah Baptist.
What? This is all going on. Look, if you haven't seen Houston Christian Stadium, there's a CVS in it. There's a fucking CVS in the stadium. Google image Houston Christian Stadium, Bet Detective. You will see if you go shopping for CVS, why pay for tickets when you can stand in line and catch a beautiful college football game down there in Houston, Texas. So check it out. No lines available on these, of course, but just wanted to let you guys know we had a full slate.
We just put it up there. Why?
Why? Because fuck them. That's why.
All right, next up. We got a rivalry game. Stephen F. Austin, the Lumberjacks, heading into Houston, Texas, there to take on Willie Fritz and Connor Wegmans, the new quarterback there at Houston.
Yes.
I'm a Willie Fritz guy. I am laying the 22.5 here. I know Stephen F. Austin keeps a respectable program there. Shout out to the great Larry Centers. But I am really high on Houston this year. I think Wegman's going to be the answer. I will lay the 22.5. It might take all 4 quarters to get there, but I think it gets there. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
Shout out to Larry Sellers is right. Absolutely.
Centers, buddy. Centers.
No, Larry Sellers.
Mike Sellers is what you're thinking of. They both are fullbacks for the Redskins. All right.
And the Cardinals, centers.
Yeah.
Right.
Not Sellers.
Larry Sellers and centers. I'm laying this with Houston though. No doubt about this.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
I like the Lumberjacks program, but no, I like Houston at home to really lay it on. I think this might really get out of hand.
Mac, what are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm laying it with the Cougs. Willie Fritz, year 2, coming off a losing season. I think they're going to take a huge step. Wegman gets going on the offensive end, and that defense is good for Houston. So, yeah, I'll lay the 22.5 with Houston.
All right, next up, we jump over it. We got Pete Lambeau and the Buffalo Bulls with new starting quarterback, former 4-star Penn State recruit Taquan Roberson, heading into Minneapolis to take on PJ Fleck, rowing the boat. Minnesota laying 18 points. All right, Bet Detective, you gave out your one, right? You think Ohio is the one that will be the closest. Remember what I said? 16 of the last 18 years.
Always a MAC team, yep.
16 of the last 18 years. Buffalo is live, guys.
Yep.
I am locking up Buffalo plus 18 points. They are live in this fucking game. Robertson just got to look, and remember, Minnesota's DC is now at Miami. Now, I will say Fleck has kind of been DC proof. He hires very good defensive coordinators. He knows what he wants from his defense. But I think Lembo is a really good coach with Buffalo. I think they're covering this thing. I think they are live on the money line as well. So if you want to get a little crazy, do an ECU Buffalo parlay. I'm not going to stop you. Bet Detective, what are you doing here in Minneapolis? And by the way, this is a lock for me, so I will play my lock music. Give me the 18 in Buffalo. What are you doing here, buddy?
Little bit of pushback on that. I'm not going to go with Minnesota. I definitely think it's too many points just because of all the turnover Minnesota does have. They have Drake Lindsay now at quarterback. Their offensive line lost some holes. I do think they're going to be able to run the ball though in Buffalo. Buffalo's got a good defense and they're great against the MAC. But other than that, when things got bad for them, it broke down in a hurry. Like if they hold the rush count like 5 yards of carry under, they're undefeated. Once it gets above that, it gets bad and things get away from Darius Taylor. I mean, he's gonna have a day. They're just gonna mash him all day until him. Yeah, he's a beast. But that O-line does have a lot of turnover. But there's enough players in that Buffalo defense, I think, to keep this within 18. Deion Crawford,
Red Murdoch, baby. Red
Murdoch's one of the best
Murdoch.
linebackers in the country, I think. I like Kobe Stewart. I like Deion Crawford. I mean, but the variance between Buffalo having a good D versus MAC versus when it doesn't, when it breaks down, it's just the way it gets out of hand is what scares me from locking it up. But I'll definitely take the 18 points.
Yeah. Mac, what are you doing here, buddy?
I think everybody knows where I'm going. From the Buffalo preview, we both picked them to go, 10-2. This is our team in the MAC. 9 returners back on the defense. Robertson at the quarterback position, year 2 of Lembo. This is the MAC dog that's live. I think this is the game everybody flips on in the fourth quarter. It happens every year on Thursday night to start the year, where there's a mid-major team that's got a high-major Power 4 team on the ropes. It's going to be the Bulls. Let's go. Lock it up.
Yes. And remember, Bowling Green went in there a couple of years ago, like 6-7 Bowling Green, and won at Minnesota. So we got a double lock here with these Buffalo Bulls. A good case of Blue Bowls. Get on out there. Shop till you drop. All right. Next up, we will go to Alcorn State heading into Stocious.
Oh, I love
Not gonna work here anymore. Bet Detective. I've always made fun of this sign for Alcorn State. Doesn't it seem like a Stallone movie in the 90s where you're trying to like break into a bank vault and you got to go through like the security
Alcorn
system?
State? It looks like a fake company for sure, like in a futuristic movie. Like Alcorn Media is taking over. They're taking our information.
Oh man! So this one, I got some nuggets for you on this one, guys.
This sounds like the logo for Alcorn State too. If Alcorn State logo had a sound,
so they
that's the Alcorn. That's the audio to Alcorn State.
Alcorn State. Look, they're projected to be one of the top teams in the SWAC this year. Running back Jakarian Sewell. No relation to Steve, as far as I know. Offensive lineman Ronald Brown and linebacker Stamarian Edwards, all first-team honors there in the SWAC. They keep a decent program there. Northwestern State, get this, Blaine McCorkle, their head coach, looking to snap a 20-game losing streak. Holy fuck. All right, give me Alcorn State laying the 7.5, even though they're in Nadja Stocious. We're not going to work here anymore. What are you doing here, Bet Detective?
Lay to 7.5. There it is, Alcorn State.
Mac, what are you doing?
There is right.
What are you doing here, Mac?
Hey, why do I feel like this is going to be the game when you flip on ESPN Plus? The camera's going to be blurry. You're not going to be able to see it. They got it on there. The lights are all over here. And it's checking out some cheerleaders' ass over there. Give me Northwestern State. Lay the 7.5.
Yeah, I can't wait for that game. All right, next up, Alabama State taking on Trent Dilfer and UAB.
Oh God,
the fuck is that?
This is some country ass. God damn.
It's showtime. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Ooh, let's go racing today, boys.
Trent Dilfer, don't worry. He's year 3 is the year he turns it around because
modern day game does not impress me. It's super easy when you don't get hit as a quarterback and when you can't reroute receivers and when you can't hit guys across the middle. I love Tom Brady. I love Aaron Rodgers. I love these guys. It's not impressive.
Not impressive. But Jalen Kitna, the son of John, and don't Google what he got arrested for. This game, guys, UAB laying 29.5 against Alabama State, in-state battle. I call me crazy. I'm taking these points, man. Who the fuck is? I don't care who Trent Dilfer is facing. Eddie Robinson Jr. at Alabama State. I will take these points. Mac, what are you doing here?
UAB played Alcorn in their opener last year, and they beat them 41-3. So back to Alcorn. God, how do you lose to Dilfer by 40? Good God. I feel like we should sprinkle on Alabama State first half money line.
Yes.
This could be the fucking fucked up game. So I'm going to wait and see what that is. Yeah, give me these points. Get this. I'm not laying 30 with fucking Dilfer ever.
Brett Detective, you co-signing this?
Of course. You know how we all feel about Trent Dilfer.
You're a crumb creep. I want to fight you. But you don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a creep.
That's the best of all time. That's what he sounds though, slurring about Tom Brady. He's acting like he's talking about basketball rules in the 80s. What's he talking about? He can't like he wasn't protected.
I love how he's like him and Tom Brady were the same fucking era.
That's
so
what
when
I
you're
mean.
shitting
You're the
on
same
your own
goddamn era. You're not Y.A. Tittle for fuck's sakes.
What'd you come in the league 3 years before?
I know. You got cut for Elvis Gerbach after you won a Super Bowl. Unfucking believable.
Next, what are you doing in that game? You're taking the 30, you said, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We're taking the 30 for sure.
Next up, the Miami, Ohio Redskins are heading into Madison, Wisconsin to take on the Wisconsin Badgers. The Badgers lay at 17.5. This is the other game I was saying that the better quarterback play. DeQuan Finn, the former Toledo Rocket and Baylor Bear quarterback, is starting for Miami, Ohio. And meanwhile, Wisconsin goes and steals Maryland's starting quarterback, but I don't know that he was that good last year. Billy Edwards coming in there. So I know Chuck Martin's squad's won 20 games in the past 2 years, but they don't have a lot of returning production. But I just can't get on board with laying 17.5. I will take the points with Miami, Ohio, but if out of the MAC Big Ten games we've done, this is the one I'm most scared of because that is the more lit environment between Minnesota and Rutgers. But I'll take the points still. These dogs are going to be biting in the MAC. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
Oh, absolutely. And I think this one is a little bit live. I mean, this Wisconsin team's still a work in progress. So who knows what you're going to get with them. And like you were, as you previewed earlier, they wouldn't mind switching quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind, DeQuan Finn. I'm sure that's how you pronounce DeQuan, whatever you want to go with him. He's a star. He's at least in the making. He's going to be a star, I think, for 100%. I think their secondary could absolutely shut down Wisconsin receivers. I'm not impressed with any of their playmakers they have there. I mean, Wisconsin's defense will come out pretty hot. Obviously, like you said, this will be a lit environment. It always is up there. That will be a problem. Miami is overhauling a lot of talent, so that's what's scaring me away from going full on. But I'm definitely taking 17. I will sprinkle a little bit.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Billy Edwards.
They
Jr.,
struggled against Western Michigan last year too.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah, and shout out to LePepe two-step going to this game. Shout out to that. Mac, what are you doing here at Camp Randall?
So I think this game's gonna play out similar to the Rutgers Ohio game. I think 10-14 point game for a lot of it. And then I think Wisconsin blows it open in the fourth quarter. They know how important this game is on their schedule. Everybody is saying how bad they're going to suck this year.
If he loses this, he's fired, by the way.
He's been potentially. Right. I mean, everybody's giving out the under on Wisconsin, me and you included. But bad year last year, coming in pissed off with the chip on their shoulder. I'll take Wisconsin in a backdoor cover. I'll lay the 17.5.
Wow, there we go. Someone finally going against it. Next up, actually, he's going against two. He took Rutgers, right? We're going to Arrowhead Stadium, where Nebraska is laying 7. This line has bounced all around too, so shop around a little bit. Cincinnati taking on Nebraska. This will be what will the percentage be? You guys think 90-10 on Nebraska fans in this at Arrowhead Stadium? What do you think?
At Arrowhead? I mean, yeah, who's making a weekend out of Kansas City? I mean, we're not, but no, they'll drive there. It's Midwest. Mac knows. I mean, they'll be. if there is Cincinnati fans, will go there. But like, yeah, it'll be packed with Nebraska fans for sure.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they have 20%. I mean, Travis Kelce only counts as one person.
I know that I might have people all over the place on this one because I am high on Nebraska this year, but I just think Cincinnati's got enough offense to stay in this game. I think this is going to come down to the final drive, and I do think Cincinnati's live on the money line, but I'm going to say Nebraska wins it, but I think it'll be something like 34-28 or 31-30, something like that. I will take the 7 points with Sorsby back, and don't forget Dante Corleone on the D line, one of the better defensive linemen, out there. So I will take the 7 with the Bearcats. A little scared of how many Nebraska fans could be there, where the momentum could be the X factor, but give me the Bearcats plus the 7. I'm staying away from the lock. The chat said Bearcats money line. That is, to me, if I'm going to bet this, I just bet the money line. I think that would be the play. What do you guys think on that total though? Because I kind of think the over 54.5 might be live as well.
Yeah, I think both teams are going to move the ball. But both teams bring back a lot on the offensive side. But Nebraska's got to replace a lot on the defensive side. Cincinnati actually is probably the more proven team defensively. I love the Bearcats here. This would be the most Nebraska thing ever. Everybody's hyping them up, sleeper.
Yeah.
Then they make the playoff. They got the easiest Big Ten schedule, and then they drop the opener against Cincinnati at Arrowhead. I'm locking Cincinnati. I think it's a one-possession game. I think it's crazy to lay more than or a touchdown with Dylan Rioala and this Nebraska team. They got to prove it to me. So show me, give me Sorsby. Satterfield's good at losing close games. Nebraska wins by 3.
Moneyline Mac, lock it up. Cincinnati plus 7. I'm going to lock up the over 54.5. Let's go. Give me the over 54.5 in Cincinnati, Nebraska. CJ, what are you doing here?
No, I agree. I think the line is inflated because of how everyone's in on Matt Rule, the third year Matt Rule bump, and Nebraska and Dylan Rioala, who, what did he say today? He can't blame God for making him look so good or looking like Patrick Mahomes. That's why. Well, maybe stop dressing like him too, you fucking mop. I don't.
And once again, we apologize for CJ's language.
But the point is, They did turn a corner when Dana became the offensive coordinator last year, halfway through, and they did. So I do believe in that. But yeah, this is for a neutral game. Although we'll be, 95% of the Nebraska fans there. Sorsby, I like him and Joe Royer, but I think Satterfield obviously also on the hot seat. This is just, I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely taking the 7 points. You might as well sprinkle. It's just like I think this line's the line should be 3.
We should bet.
But you're right.
The more I think about it, we should just bet the 7, right?
Yeah, I think 7 is definitely much more best way to go. But the only way I can see them losing is, like as Max said, this would just be the most Nebraskian thing to do for Nebraska would be to lose this game after coming in hyped this season and just pull the plug immediately on it. But no, I think Nebraska does get this win. But 7 is just extreme value. This line should be 3.5 at the most.
Let's bet this.
Yeah, lock it up.
Triple lock. Let's go. Triple lock. Cincinnati plus 7. See if you can get 7.5, obviously. All right, next up is this is my nominee for dumbest game of week 1, by the way. Stony Brook in New York heading to San Diego, where this line has jumped, by the way. This was like 14 or 13 earlier in the week. 18.5, or maybe last week when we were at the book. 18.5. The Aztecs are laying against Stony Brook.
All I know is we're hard-working, tax-paying people like you, and we don't take shit from nobody. You got that, asshole? Ask me. The fucking union, it works for you.
Now, I will say Stony Brook, you know, if you follow the FCS, they were a top 25 team a season ago. Billy Kosh, 8-4 in year 1. This is just a strange fucking game. You got Denegal, the former Michigan quarterback, starting at San Diego State. you got to think that trip is fucking far though at the snapper where everyone gets laid. I'm going to lay it with San Diego State, but the worst part about it, this is standalone, Max. We're going to end up betting this, aren't we? The last Thursday game, we're just saying, hey, well, fucking bet it. I'm still going to lay it. I loved it. I was actually going to lock this thing up at like minus 12.5 or 13.5 when I saw it in Vegas last week, but at 18.5, I'm not touching it right now. If anything, once again, I know I sound like the over god here, but I think San Diego State might be able to score in the 40s. So then you ask yourself, can these Seawolves get just a couple points there to get you over the hump there? But yeah, I'm gonna stay away, but I'm gonna lay the number, and I don't know. Follow me on Twitter. We might end up betting this thing. Mac, what are you doing here?
I will co-sign everything you just said. It's a standalone game, so I'll probably jam this in a couple beers in and say, fuck it, give me San Diego State. Lay that number. I think Sean Lewis and company. I think year 2, that system continuity. I think that they pull away and put it on them here. This is a far trip.
Yeah, Bet Detective. I know you big fan of these Seawolves. Any chance they can go to the snapper and get a dub?
No, I'm not, and I'm actually playing San Diego State here. I'm poor. I think I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about that line movement at all. I think I think they'll be up 21 by first quarter halftime. I think they pour it on there. I think this is going to be a gross like 48-3 game.
All right, there you go. So you're on the under too. Look, Bet Detective locking up the Aztecs.
Yeah, lock me out them Aztecs.
At the snapper.
And they have stuff to prove this year, as Max said. The second year under Lewis, they got to get. They got to get that offense right.
Yeah, they do.
And this is where you get right. On a cash trip, Stony Brook, I'm across country.
It's just a stupid game.
A random game. Like,
stupid game.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's goddamn awful.
You should put this on Peacock.
Yeah. All right, well, let's jump into Friday's action because, oh boy, guys, I locked up Tarleton State minus 14 last week or 12.5, whatever, but I think I got 14. That was no problem as they won 42-0. That was and what's crazy about that game is Tarleton, I feel like it's been kind of a pass happy team over the years. They ran the ball. Trey Page had over 170 yards rushing, 11.3 yards a rush, including an 89-yard touchdown run. They ran for over 300 yards as a team. It's just like what Mac's saying. They were keeping it vanilla against a shitty Portland State team that played 3 different quarterbacks because Victor Gabalis, one of the better quarterbacks in the FCS, only threw for 152 yards. Intriguing because Tarleton spends money at an FBS level. They're like a top 5 FCS team at spending money on their rosters. So I do find this game a little bit tricky. Army, obviously, replacing a lot of guys from a year ago. You see Udo starting running back for Arizona State. Their D end starting at Georgia, we think. Some major hits from last year's team, and of course their quarterback Daly, but 18.5, man. And this is where we bring up Patty C's stat about how Texas teams get fucked up by the triple option. There is a large history of that. Patty C did like a fucking 15-year synopsis at 16 Molsons deep and sent it to us. But I'm gonna fade that. I just think this number's a little too big for an option team replacing a lot where the clock burns and the way Tarleton State spends. I think they can stay within this number. Army wins, but give me the 18.5 with Tarleton. And guess what? I'm going to bet this shit. I'm going to lock up Tarleton plus 18.5. I like the fact they got, and I also think there's a scenario where Portland State's so bad that maybe they've been getting ready for the triple all summer. So, CJ, what are you doing here?
I agree with taking the points, and I will take the points, although I usually like a team that has a game in there, although against a military team like Army, the preparation and all that's never really the problem. Although half their roster might be Washington police officers. I don't know if Trump is taking away some of the military forces to put them in these snowflake cities and wiping out the tents. But yeah, it's sensitive times down there for Army. But you're right. Just Tarleton State is the hot program as far as I putting the money into it. I'll take the 18. I think that's a little too much for how much Army is replacing this year. for the week one. A team that's got a game under its belt. That's too many points.
Yeah, Mac. I mean, I know you're an Army guy through and through, but this is an intriguing one just because of what we've seen here. Of like Tarleton spends at a really high level. Army, we've never seen Dwayne Coleman as he got named the starting quarterback, but there's a lot. But it is cross country. I mean, shit. I mean, Tarleton should be playing San Diego State and Stony Brook should be playing Army if I had the quick fix. But what are you doing here?
Yeah, well, and how about Tarleton playing at Portland State and then getting back to Texas, now going up to West Point? I will lay it with Army. I'll honor the Patty C trend, the triple option trend, but I don't feel great about it. I think my Black Knights are it's going to take a couple weeks to get things going, and I just think they lost so much last year. But I'll fade Tarleton's travel spot and then the triple option trend. So lay it with Army, no bet.
Yeah, and Matt, you are incorrect. Tarleton is not a military school, and they also do not run. If they ran the air raid, actually, the past a good amount of time. All right, Bet Detective. Any interest in betting this with me?
Taking Tarleton? No, I'm not fading Army, but I'll definitely. That's definitely my pick.
All right. Next up on Friday is CAA action. The Campbell Camels heading up to Kingston, Rhode Island. Whoa. Don't shake your head at this. Campbell, Braxton Harris, year
not
2.
The answer.
Mike Chandler back at the quarterback spot for Campbell. How about Rhode Island? 8 of 11 starters back on the CAA championship team from a year ago. And they add in Antoine Littleton, the running back from Maryland. Be interested to see who they get. I think Connor Kenyon's going to start at the quarterback spot. They got multiple guys on the FCS All-American offensive line. Do we just lay it with these Rhode Island Rams? Because I am going to say yes. Lay the 9.5, and you're going to want to get in on this early because if this thing jumps more, I think you have to take I expect this to be around 13, 14 by the time kickoff happens. If that happens, you might want to buy in on Campbell at that point. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
Yeah, we'll lay it there. That camel's nose looks like a gingerbread house, almost kind of an angle there. That's kind of a just on that of alone. I'm going to lay it at 9.5.
Mac, what are you doing here? Dude, this game's actually solid. There's a couple the CAA hooking you up on these Friday nights.
I like Rhode Island. I like the home atmosphere here on a Friday night. This has been a sneaky solid program over the last couple of years. So yeah, give me the Rams here. Let's ram it at home and fade the Campbells hitting the road.
Yeah, they had Kasim Hill. I feel like they had for him for like 7 years. All right, next up on Friday is Kennesaw State heading into Winston-Salem. This is exactly the Jacksonville State UCF game because. So you got 2 new head coaches, Jerry Mack and then Jake Dickert at Wake Forest. Kennesaw is overhauling an entire system, which is a little scary. But at the same time, Wake's probably doing that too because Clawson's system is kind of unique. Wake's laying 18 points. They named Robbie Ashford the starting quarterback, the former South Carolina and South Carolina and Auburn quarterback. And one thing I did like about Kennesaw is they're going with 6-year starting or 6-year quarterback Dexter Williams, who was at Georgia Southern. I thought he was solid. This is still like you're kind of flying a little bit blind with so many new players on both teams. Same handicap as Jacksonville State to me. Give me the 18. I don't think it's a bad parlay. Just the flying blind parlay. Jacksonville State, Kennesaw State. I just think that you're probably going to have a lot of I think the defenses will probably be ahead of the offenses.
Yes.
So I think the under is probably the play here, and I'll take the points. And Mac, you seem like we're on the same page here.
It's almost like we did all these previews talking about these points where it's like, how can you really have a strong conviction on either side? Yes, we love Dickert and think he's a good football coach, but it's a lot unknown. Kennesaw, changing their identity as well. A lot of variance here. Just like Jack State, I'll blindly take the points. No bet. It's just I'm looking forward to watching Jack State, Kennesaw, UCF, and Wake just to see what they have. I mean, there's no sample size right now.
And shout out to Free Picks saying his cousin's on the team. He says Wake's going to win by 50. So they're going to play Clemson in the ACC championship. Now we're talking.
The confidence.
What are those odds? Jump in there right now. Let's go. Bet Detective, what are you doing here in Winston-Salem?
Win by 5th. ACC championship game for Wake.
That's not the answer.
But I will say, I hope Lil Cuz is right, because they're over 4.5 win total is one of my heaviest total plays in college football this year. I'm a fan of this Wake team and what Dickert's brought in. I mean, obviously it's an unknown as you're saying right now, but here I'll lay the 18.5. I'll go with Lil Cuz. I think I'm not too impressed with Kennesaw's bump up to FBS level. They won 2 games by a combined four
they beat
points.
Liberty though. Liberty spends.
Yeah, they did. They won 2 games by 4 points. Liberty does spend for sure, 100%. But I'm high on this Wake Forest team to get at least locking in around 6-7 wins. I don't know about them playing Clemson in the ACC championship game, but let's go. Yeah, Dickert from Washington State. I mean, it's a whole new philosophy and roster, but I think they're gonna jump some teams.
I did like his coordinating hires. I did.
Yes,
they're an interesting team to watch this year. All right, so we're on different sides there. Mac with myself on Kennesaw on the points. Bet Detective laying it with Wake Forest. Next up, this is sort of at the Clit. It's in Charlotte, but doesn't Charlotte, the university, play at Jerry Richardson Stadium? In the NFL, their stadium used to be called Jerry Richardson Stadium before he sold the team over a weekend when the Me Too movement shit started. You know, he did something really slimy because that shit, it took like. They were coming for all these millionaires, and it was just like 5 minutes. Like, you know what? I see what's happening here. Just calls his secretary. Honey, sell the team. Sell the fucking team. But sell the fucking team. But they're playing at the Carolina Panthers Stadium. I have a lock here, guys. As much as I think Tim Albin's a good coach, I think he will be the guy to turn around Charlotte's program. And I know I'm curious who's going to get the start at quarterback. I'm assuming it's going to be Connor Harrell, the North Carolina transfer, but I don't know. Grayson Loftus had some moments at Duke where he looked all right, but I like AJ Swan. I think that was a sneaky good get for App State. I like Kanye Roberts back at the running back spot. One of the things I like about App State too, is I believe that roster is probably more talented than their performance the past couple of years. Dow Loggins walks into that. I will lay the 6.5 with App State. Lock this fucking thing up. I'm also, you shouldn't be that surprised because I locked up the over. Get that bet in before the season starts. Over on App State. I think there's value on them to get to the Sun Belt Championship. Bet Detective, what are you doing here at the Clit?
I think Charlotte's live here, to be honest with you. I'm definitely taking the 6.5, and I will sprinkle a little bit. Appalachian State's more season ready, sure, but I don't know if Charlotte just keep the ball moving on them. I don't know about App State's defense. I mean, I like Logasians. He's an offensive coach. He's got but I think they should be able to at least keep the pressure on them. You get them in Charlotte with 6.5. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I should lock this thing up there. I definitely think they're live. So go ahead and lock me up, Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Let's battle.
Let's battle. You went in on this action before.
Well, I think this is definitely a close nip and tuck game. So give me if this thing's at 6.5, you got to lock that in.
So they did announce Harrell, I think at like 4 or 5 o'clock. So he is going to get the nod. And I like Harrell. I liked him at Carolina. I thought there's some upside. Same handicap. I am not going to lay more than 7 with Savell at Wyoming. I'm not going to lay 7 in Loggins' first game as a head coach against a guy that is, yes, I know it's a new program, but he's a proven winner. I think they're live in this game too. I think it's a 1-possession game. I will lock up the Clit here.
Yes.
Battle. Let's go, Dundee.
We got a battle at Jerry Richardson Stadium, formerly known as Dundee, on the Mountaineers. Mac and the Bet Detective on this wannabe Mountaineer. All right. Next up, let's go to East Lansing, where Western Michigan getting gigantic. This line has been rising. 20.5 with the over-under at 49.5. Western Michigan, are they starting Brady Jones? Are they starting Brock Lowry? We don't know. At least I couldn't find any intel on that. I'm assuming it's Brady Jones, but I think you might see both from one article I saw from a week or two ago. Series goes back to 1908, so it is rivalry. Man, is this another one of these games? Is this another one of these MAC Big Ten games? Could this be the one that we're missing? I'll take the points. Why am I taking the points on all 4 MAC schools? Because I don't know that any of these Big Ten offenses are any fucking good. Aiden Childs, yes, you were a high recruit, but I need to see it. 20.5 is a huge fucking number. Give me the points. If I'm trying to decide which one do I like least, I think this is probably the one I like least.
Yeah,
but I'll still take the points. Bet Detective, what are you doing here in East Lansing?
I like Sparty here. I think Western Michigan's would be bad this year. I think they're a bad team. I think both sides of the ball are. I think it's a complete mismatch. Aiden Childs is good. He does turn it over, but I don't think it'll be a problem here. They just have so many playmakers. Nick Marsh, I'm a fan of. Yeah, it's at 20.5. I like that. This opened up at 17, 18 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think they win this going away by over 28. So lock me up, Michigan State here.
Ooh.
Oh, lock.
I didn't see that one coming. Bet Detective. Lock it up, Sparty. Minus 20.5. He says get it before it goes to 21.
It's going to go higher. Lock that up, that this will go off at kickoff higher than 21.5. Or 21 at least.
Mac, what are you doing here in East Lansing? I like this.
I don't have a strong conviction. I think I'm going to lay it with Sparty because I will say if there is some MAC dogs barking on Thursday night, I think you'll get more of a locked in Sparty on Friday after watching this the MAC versus Big Ten. So I like Jonathan Smith, year 2 coming off a losing season. Charles I think takes another step. Same handicap as Wisconsin. I think they pull away late and they kind of just choke them out. They win by 24.
Wow. I'm on all 4 MAC dogs. You guys are Mac's on 3 favorites in the Big Ten. All right, now we got some real heat going on. Monmouth is heading to Hamilton, New York.
Toothpaste.
Hey, Monmouth. Don't sleep on Monmouth because head coach Kevin Callahan Auto Parts is back for his 33rd season as head coach, and Derek Robertson is back at quarterback. He was a stud at Maine a couple years ago. Rodney Nelson at the running back spot had over 800 yards this season ago. Josh Derry at the receiver spot over 900 yards, and they're heading down to little Hamilton, New York, where Colgate was 2-10. Look, Kurt Fitzpatrick, the new head coach coming in from Cortland. This seems like an auto play here. Lay the 11.5 with Monmouth. Don't overthink it. This is easy money. This line will fucking jump too. Bet Detective, what are you doing here in Hamilton?
Yeah, you told me not to overthink it. I won't. Lay an 11.5. No problem. Go. That's it. That is all I have to say.
Yeah, I will lay it as well. I'm
going to lock this.
Are you locking it?
I am going to lock this.
I didn't get that far, but yeah, let's go.
Lay the 11.5 right now. Get that thing in there when you can.
This is not a system play at home for Colgate.
It's not basketball. It's not basketball.
Yeah, Mom, let's lay it.
All right, next up, we got a brand new FCS team. Mac, Detective, New Haven, these Chargers, brand new,
so exciting.
They did fire They did fire their head coach a couple of months back. That was weird.
Yeah,
nothing like breaking in a new head coach as you jump up a level. But they're going to Poughkeepsie to take on the Marist Red Foxes. Mark Willis, year 1. After taking over for Jim Parody for 31 years, he was the head coach of the Red Foxes. Willis went 1-11. How about New Haven starting UCLA transfer quarterback Mark McQuarrie? Marist laying 10.5. Give me these Chargers. Give me these Chargers. What are you doing here, Mac?
I'm laying it. I'm going to fade the first game here. Give me Marist. Look at this logo.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's the Chargers, man. You know, New Haven. We got to get used to them.
Like
man. They're in basketball.
It looks like a Bronco, and they called it the Chargers.
Yeah, that's a problem right there. Look at this Marist logo, fire as well. Brent Detective, you've been to Poughkeepsie many times.
The Marist, the Marist logo looks like a sexual predator for guys. He looks like his arms going over. He's going to bring you in your lair. But yeah, I always fade the introductory game into a conference to the level. Yeah, lay it with the Chargers. But shout out to New Haven for asking the question we've all been asking with the LA and San Diego Chargers. What is a Charger? It can be anything. It can be a charging goddamn horse. It can be a lightning bolt. It can be an electrical shock. Fuck it. We'll make our own Charger.
All right, next up we got Wagner taking on Kansas.
Get the fuck out of here with this now.
Kansas laying 49.
Lay it.
How much? Look,
shout out to Kansas for hitting our lock last week, though.
Yeah, we did lay the 12 and a half.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Now, do you even play Jalen Daniels? What do you give him? One drive taking on these Seahawks?
Yeah, because what they got the border war next against Missouri.
I almost think we should bet Wagner plus the 49 because I feel like they're going to keep it fucking vanilla.
Yeah, we're not doing that. But is the Wagner logo? I can't. Which direction is it going?
Wagner hasn't had a winning season at the during this coach's tenure. So that look, to be honest, Tom Masella, the head coach of Wagner, he's 9-38 in 4 seasons. So
way to sell us on the Wagner side there.
But 49 is interesting. You might even be able to get 49. Maybe you get 50 out there, but before kick.
Shop around, fellas, for Wagner prices. If you get that 50, we'll go and suggest it.
Shout out to our boy Joey Lobster. He said he's been out there. He's this motherfucker's working on lobster ships. He's out there catching fucking live creatures.
Wow! In 5 hours. That's interesting because we've been making these picks for 5 hours. So it's a perfect amount of show.
We're taking Wagner. We're taking this fucking Wagner team.
Lock it up, Wagner 50. Just kidding. Do not lock him up.
All right, next up we go to, oh my God, the Leathernecks are taking on the Illini. 45.5 in Champaign. I mean, do I need to sell you, Brett Detective? Chris Irvin's back at quarterback for Western Illinois. He threw only 29 passes a season ago, so he wasn't the starter. Look, they weren't a horrible offense a year ago. Charted to the top 5 in the FCS. And Joe Davis, he walked into Western Illinois last year, was year 1. They were off in an 0-11 season. He goes to 4-8 in year 1. Can he, you know, they got rated in the portal though. I mean, they're running backs, receivers, they're all gone. 45.5. I think Beal McCall's off the dogs. Give me a 52-7 final. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
Yeah, that's a sharp line. That's a sharp number. Tough to flip on either side there. I'm not. Give me the Leathernecks. Give me a grab of those points of the Leathernecks. Illinois does have a look ahead. Another team hyped up coming into the season. You know, way hyped up. So these numbers are going to be a little inflated for sure. And they have real games coming up.
Yeah, Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, we'll be able to do what Cignetti did last year. Cignetti beat him 77-3. And then he said, I got to get Virginia off the schedule. I need Western Illinois more on the schedule here. Yeah, give me the points, but no bet. I mean, they should just kill them at the line of scrimmage with those big offensive linemen. But I do agree. I like to fade the preseason hype because everybody in Illini Nation thinks they're going 10-2 with that hard schedule.
Right.
Yeah, and it is sad. That program used to be very good, Western Illinois. So I agree with the chat. See, the chat knows this shit. Let's go. Jumping up next, we go to Miami, where the Willie Simmons era begins. Bethune-Cookman. They have. Remember Ed Reed had like that job for like a week, and then he came into his office and there was garbage everywhere. He's like, yeah, now I want to clean my fucking office. I haven't signed a contract yet. I was picking up garbage all day today. Well, he quit, and then they hired Raymond Woody, who played there, also played for the BC Lions. Shout out to the CFL Gambling Podcast. They do have starting quarterback Timmy McLean, who started at South Florida a few years back. But man, Woody is just 5-18. It's kind of a big season for him. He might get the axe. On the other side of things, I'm a huge fan of the Willie Simmons hire at FIU. Keon Jenkins could have gone elsewhere. He comes back to play for the brand new coach, who obviously former Clemson quarterback. They got and I like the Nick Coleman hire at OC. The running back room really good. Obviously, Willie Simmons was part of Duke's staff before winning the national championship there at Florida A&M. Devontae Lyons, Anthony Curry, two good running backs. Curry was at Georgia Tech. Couldn't get in with Haynes ahead of him. And don't sleep on Brian Blades Jr. at the cornerback spot for FIU. I'm gonna 31.5 is a gigantic fucking number though. But to install a Brent, I think I'm still gonna lay it. I don't have a lot of confidence here. Mac, what are you doing here?
Well, we love Simmons. We think he's gonna be great there. But there's a lot of points for game number one. I'll lay it. I think that they hit the ground running. A lot of pop in this new program, new era, but not a lot of conviction here.
Yeah, Bet Detective, Miami, Florida. These Sun Blazers.
Yeah, I know. I like any time there's clothing on a sun or any kind of planet like that. Like, how does that hat not burn up? I don't understand. But give me Florida National. Of course, we'll lay the wood there. I'm sorry, I was a little distracted. Kramer and the head honchos were pumping in here, and they got a show coming in here in a little bit.
We're there.
They wanted me to tell you that. Who knows what slide you're going to pull up that comes out of nowhere. Those aren't my words. That came from the head office up there. They must be watching live. Sean just came back from hot yoga, Florida National Hot. So
look, I can't trust anyone that leaves Vegas in the middle of a fucking flight when we haven't had real football in a long time, and they decide to book a flight back. Georgia Tech is heading into Boulder, Colorado. This is the battle of the 1990 national champions. Yellow Jackets return Haynes King and Jamal Haynes, who I was just alluding to. Brent Key done a hell of a job turning that program around. This line's up to 5 though. Georgia Tech laying 5. The over under at 52.5. Look, I did the Colorado preview. I said Georgia Tech's going to win the game, but that line was at like 2 at the time. It's at 5. This is where I'm buying some Colorado stock, but I do think the Yellow Jackets still win the game. But give me like a 24-21 type of game. Yellow Jackets get it done. They'll be huffing and puffing up there at altitude. Caden Salter also sneaky underrated get in the portal in my opinion. Bet Detective, what are you doing here with Coach Prime?
Yeah, I agree with Caden Salter for sure. And I don't think Colorado's obviously going to be dead in the water with replacing Shador and Hunter, but they bailed him out of a lot of stuff too. Like at least Hunter did with some of his athletic catches, and like it's going to take a little while for getting to and I think, and especially with that defense and the way through the O line, I think Georgia Tech's gonna be able to run the ball and control this game. But I also agree, 5 is not the most appealing number in this game. I definitely do think Georgia Tech wins this game. I'll lay it just to lay it, but not feeling confident because of the movement. But I do like Georgia Tech in this game. I like Georgia Tech this year. I mean, they bring enough players back, and I like their defense. I like everything. I like everything about them. Tough road game, but Colorado's got a lot of questions to answer.
Yeah. I think Georgia Tech will win it, but I just think 5 is where I buy in on the Buffs. Mac, what are you doing here?
So I like Georgia Tech to win the game. However, last year they didn't win, or I guess they won at Carolina, but they didn't win a road game. Now we're gonna lay more than a field goal with them at elevation against Colorado. I know Colorado hasn't had the best offseason, but this is a tragic magic spot. Deion, first game off the news, cancer free. Lock. Give me Colorado in the points. It's going to be on fire.
It is going to be on fire. Moneyline Max saying.
Look out. Just watch him. Deion. Look out, the Buffalo. Oh, no, it's a guy on a Buffalo.
All right. Then we got this game, maybe the best game of the week here. Auburn, as far as the weekday games, Auburn at Baylor in Waco, Texas, McLane Stadium. Auburn laying 2.5. The over under at 57.5. They had line movement. Wasn't Baylor favored like 2 weeks ago? This shit has crossed 0. Look, Auburn's got to prove it to me. Huge strip club freeze. He's got Lane Kiffin trolling him all the time. The school won't let him use a goddamn cell phone. You know what I mean? That was part of his contract.
Yeah.
I love how this is how you got to love the SEC. You're going to put this guy in charge of 120 kids, and but you're not going to give him permission to use a cell phone. That's just unbelievable to me.
It's insane.
Auburn in a nutshell here.
I'm on Baylor. I think the offense will jump in the year 2 of Jake Spavital. I think Sawyer Robertson being back. Auburn seems to be all over the place now. Obviously, on talent, Auburn could win this game. So I'm not going to sit there and tell you that they have a really nice roster. They went out and paid a bunch of people. But I'm going to take Baylor. Hugh Freeze, I don't know how good of a coach he ever was. They were paying the shit out of players with the prostitution ring. You know, what do we really know about Hugh Freeze in-game coaching? Give me Baylor to get this thing done. I don't feel great about it though. Mac, what are you doing here?
Wrong team favored. I loved how Baylor finished the year last year. Robertson and Savidal's offense. I mean, they took that thing to another level, and he was great and working under Dana. Then he was at Cal for a year. Auburn, yes, they got a lot of talent on the defensive side and at the receivers, but their biggest question mark is still Jackson Arnold. I'm not laying points with him on the road in what's going to be a hostile environment down there in Waco. For getting an SEC team to come down to McLane Stadium. Locke, another Big 12 home dog here, baby.
Woo!
Going to be a good night for the 12. Pick up.
Money line Mac. What, he takes the Buffs. He takes Baylor. He takes Cincinnati. You can tell he hosted the Big 12 college experience.
Get this SEC bullshit out of here. The Big 12. Let's go.
All right. We're almost there, guys. UNLV.
By the way, I'm on Baylor there too.
Didn't I ask you that? No,
it's okay. It's going to be, they're coming out real quickly. I can't believe I want to stop to go back, but anyway, real quick, this will be a coming out party for Baylor. Like Max said, wrong team favorite. I don't understand the line. I get the line movement because people are high on Auburn there and Hugh Freeze, but I also like the over in this game too. I think it's going to be a track. I think Baylor puts up like 40 points in this game.
Yeah, it's just hard to trust a Hugh Freeze coach team. You always wonder, where his mind's at.
The only thing on my mind, Gene, was pussy.
All right, next up, UNLV, Sam Houston. We saw them play week 0. UNLV now, this line dropped 4 points pretty much overnight. When UNLV almost lost to Idaho State. Sam Houston did not cover, even though they were very, very close to covering. Probably should have covered in Bowling Green, Kentucky there. UNLV laying 10.5. Remember, this is not on campus. Sam Houston State renovating their stadium. But Hunter Watson was good on the ground. He ran, he had a 55-yard rushing touchdown in that game. UNLV, though, can they fix it that fast? The minus 10.5, the over-under at 60.5. Guys, I'm going in on these Rebels. I think this is an overreaction. I think Hunter Watson, when it came to passing the ball, had a lot of questionable passes. Now, I know UNLV's pass defense did not look very good. But first off, how many people from Sam Houston are even showing up here? It's an hour away from fucking campus.
Yeah.
I'm locking up UNLV minus 10.5. I also do not mind the over 60.5. But I'm going to lay the 10.5. I might bet both. Bet Detective, what are you doing here in Houston, Texas?
Over is my main play here. Like Mac was saying beforehand, this UNLV defense gave up 600 yards, 400 yards ripping from that Idaho State passing attack. I mean, my God. And at the same time, Sam Houston couldn't stop West Kentucky either. They gave him 500 yards, and they will. I mean, Jaden Thomas is going to run all over this. I don't know when he's going to stop him. He had 147 yards. He only had like 10 carries last week.
There's no way they go with a two because you have to start Calandria. He played a lot better than Orji. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, of course. But I mean, it's like I said, it's just going to be nonstop scoring. It's like a 40-30 game. I do agree. This is much of an overreaction. So you're not getting a good value when you're taking Sam Houston here, but I'm still taking Sam Houston. I don't give a fuck if I don't care. I know what I saw with UNLV, and it was a tuned-up game, so they're probably definitely looking past them. But they were lucky to get that win for sure if they didn't get those turnovers there. So give me Sam Houston. Give me the over. Lock up that over if that's a possibility here.
Oh, you're not locking the total though.
No, I'm locking the total over.
Oh, I'm sorry. The game.
The side. No,
Okay.
not loud. No.
Okay. So I was going to play our battle music, but Brent Detective locking the over 60.5. UNLV,
Yes.
Sam Houston State, get in. Mac, what are you doing here, man?
Yeah, I got a shitload of dogs on my card. Not this one. I'm going to take the Mountain West favorite here, bounce back spot. I everything you said, Colby, in terms of I think we're making an overreaction to week 0 because a lot of eyeballs got on the game. They're still explosive offensively. Sam Houston's really bad defensively as well. I think UNLV puts them away here, wins by 14 plus. Yeah, lock UNLV.
Boom. Double lock on these running Rebs. And the final game of the night, Bet Detective, we got there. Central Michigan heading to Spartan Stadium there in San Jose, California, where San Jose State's laying 11.5. And folks, I get it. The Matt Drinkle era is beginning in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. I believe Joey Labas is going to be the starting quarterback, but they said you might see Angel Flores as well. Yeah, the Drinkle era is beginning. I believe Trey Cornish is going to be the starting running back as well for the Chips. But if you heard me all offseason, I'm high on San Jose State. So I am locking up San Jose State minus 11.5 points. The over under, by the way, is at 51.5. I'm intrigued on potentially the over in that game as well. But I am locking up San Jose State to get it done in Matt Drinkle's first game as a college football head coach. Might be close in the first half, but I think over the whole game, San Jose gets there. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I like San Jose State here. You were out there for media days. Everyone's excited about this squad. We don't have to bring that up. But yeah, I think exact same thing. It's gonna be tight for a little while, and San Jose State will pull away.
Moneyline Mac, what are you doing here, man?
Make it a third lock on a Mountain West favorite, double digits. San Jose, our sleeper. Niumatalolo, year 2. They found their quarterback. I think they roll here. Central, this is a far trip too. San Jose.
And by the way, this is the last game of the night. So I know I took them to make the college football playoffs. I know I took them to make the Mountain West Championship, to win the Mountain West Championship, to hit the over. I think I'm going to play the over 51.5 too, because I think they're going to get to the high 30s, maybe even the early 40s themselves. So let's have fun. But triple lock on San Jose State minus 11.5. Folks, that is our show. Make sure you check out the Bottom Line Bombs podcast and give CJ Sullivan a follow on Twitter at CJ Sullivan _ Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline _ Mac. Check out the college basketball experience, college baseball experience, college football experience. All those come together. YouTube.com/the college experience. Hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to get over to iTunes and subscribe there. We got secret episodes. We got Nixon tape episodes right there with conference commissioners, players, coaches. Go check all those episodes out before the season kicks. And we will be back Wednesday previewing all of the FBS games, not the FCS, Bet Detective. You can breathe a sigh of relief. You will not have FCS games on the card on Wednesday, but we will have an FCS show for all those games as well on the FCS College Football Experience. Till next time, this is the College Football Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.
Run and shoot.